This is the difficulty they have with riders that try to escape. Good morning everyone, MMDA back on the road. This is EDSA and they're showing tickets to these two taxis. You see there's a big sign that says no parking, no loading, unloading anytime. There was a motorcycle taxi rider that ran away from enforcers. I'm not sure yet whether they managed to catch him. One of the big problems in this area next to the MRT is illegal habal-habal, whether they're wearing uniform or not. And this rider here is being ticketed for using the bike lane. Traffic's not even that heavy, so maybe they're just used to going there. Good news is they did catch the MC taxi, although it took them quite a way to chase him. So I'll just put a screenshot so you can see that he was apprehended and he was ticketed. The two vendors here were asked to leave the EDSA busway. They're on the inner island. There are signs installed there saying no vendors allowed. And there is an enforcer on the inside there, so that if anyone's misusing the bus lane, he can flag them over.
Pa?
Namarita po siya ng ano
Opo, alam niyo naman sir, pagka-bus lane na po yan. Para sa bus lang talaga yan.
The driver did hand over his license without any argument. If you're wondering how Bong and his team ended up here on EDSA, well, basically their duties have been extended. So no longer clearing operations only, they also have to help out here on EDSA. So that means removing the vendors from the busway, the illegal habal-habal riders, manning the traffic like here on the split, and any other issues that they see on EDSA. If you're wondering what it means to manage the split, basically whenever you have a flyover, a tunnel, something like that, you'll get traffic that stacks up on one side but not the other. And then people will start taking a shortcut, trying to pass by all the traffic and then cutting in at the front. So that's why you put enforcers there, so they won't obstruct multiple lanes. It used to be that every split had enforcers there to manage the traffic. I don't understand why cyclists have their helmet hanging from the handlebar instead of on their head. It's like they've been learning from, and I'm glad to see that the MMDA are giving bright clothing to the street sweepers. It's a really dangerous job actually, especially here on EDSA. It's really, really sad when something goes wrong, and occasionally it does. They just flagged down another vehicle in the bus lane. Now just to be clear, the chief of EDSA is still Sir Ruel Poliaco, TO05. Bong and his team are only here to assist and basically extended their duties. So it's almost like they have two jobs now, clearing and operations on EDSA. And there's the license. The penalty for bus lane is really not that expensive, but you have to do what you can, right, within the limits. And if you're wondering, this vehicle with the flashing brake lights, he was also apprehended for a bus lane violation. But it's not only cars that have been apprehended. You can see this motorcycle rider is also being ticketed. Same thing for using the bus lane. Both this taxi and private vehicle were apprehended for a bus lane violation. And it's the same thing with this rider here, flagged down for a bus lane violation. And it looks like they might have apprehended a member of the Hazard gang. Again, that's bus lane violation. This is the difficulty they have with riders that try to escape. It takes a lot of manpower. It's very dangerous also. Obviously, if you're in the regular lanes, you're experiencing congestion, and then you see the VIPs flying along the bus lane, you would wonder, why are they so special? Why can they use the exclusive bus lane that was designed for commuters? So I'm sure that once they see those private vehicles and riders being apprehended, they will be happy, because it's a little bit of justice for them, right? And in fact, there's a taxi that's been apprehended now. First thing they want to do is get the license before he has a chance to run away. And I'm not saying he would run away, but just that other people today have run away. For those that ran away, they're probably going to wish they just took a ticket. Because imagine, when you have a show cause order, you have to go to LTO office, you're probably going to have to hire a lawyer to represent yourself. There's a possibility that your license will be suspended or revoked. For what reason? A simple bus lane ticket? Well, I guess that's their choice. That motorcycle is going to be put on a tow truck because it's parked right in front of the fire hydrants for this building. Aside from that, this is actually a sidewalk, and that's why they're hooking up to that car and getting ready to tow it away for obstructing the public sidewalk. That's one more vehicle up on the tow truck. I wonder where the owner is. Surprised they didn't come out and offer to just take a ticket and move it. And the SCOG team just asked this lady to remove the canopy that extends over the sidewalk. The common problem with those is that they're often too low, and then people can bump their faces, they can bump their heads. In fact, there was a guy the other day they had to give first aid to because he cut his head on a piece of metal that was overhanging the sidewalk. To be fair, this one isn't as bad as others. They did it a lot higher than usual, but still it will be removed because it's meant to be a clear public sidewalk. As for the fruit stall, there's no problem with that. She's on private property. It would be assumed that she has permission from the landowner because there are staff nearby and none of them have said anything. So they're not going to be touching any of her stuff. They just want to clear the parts that extended over the sidewalk. There's a huge sign here that says no parking both sides. And then you see a bunch of parked vehicles. They've already been ticketed by the enforcers and the towing crew just arrived now. Usually when you see people parked here, they're from a nearby condo building and it takes them so long to come down that they very rarely arrive in time. Usually by the time they get here, the tow truck's already starting to pull away with their car. I remember actually, not that far from here, maybe 500 meters, I asked a guy, do they not have parking inside? And he said, yeah, but it's too expensive. Okay, but the public road doesn't then become your garage, right? Maybe you're not ready to own a car because there's a lot of responsibilities that come with owning a car. You have to pay for the registration, the insurance, the maintenance, for parking. A lot of people just have this mindset that once you buy the vehicle, whether it's a car or a motorcycle or whatever, that's it. But no, there's a lot of expenses you have to keep up with.